Environmental barriers can also be another major barrier to communication between you and your loved one. Sit back in your house or in your apartment. Just try to sit quietly and listen to what you hear. What appliances do you hear? Can you hear your refrigerator running? Can you hear your freezer making ice cubes? Is the dishwasher going? What about the washer and the dryer? Is the air conditioning turned on? These are all things that are completely normal for us, and it's easy for us to just get rid of that noise and we don't think about it anymore. Somebody with dementia, this is something that they can easily fixate on because they don't understand what the noise is. Not only do they not understand what the noise is, they don't know where it's coming from, they don't know what it means. So you could be trying to have a discussion with them. You could be trying to help them eat lunch. You could be doing an activity, and all they can do is say, "Why the heck is that buzzing in the background? Turn that buzzing off." It's something that can be extremely distracting. So if there is an area in your home where you have a lot of appliances that are noisy, move to a different room. Move to a quieter area. This is going to make it so much easier to communicate with your loved one. Television or radio. This can be a double-edged sword because sometimes a television or a radio is an amazing thing to use for an activity. Somebody may have a favorite show that they want to watch or that they want to listen to, and that is great. But you need to remember so often with dementia, how many things can somebody focus on at once? Typically one. So if you say, "Oh, I'm going to put on the television, let's put on Days of Our Lives in the background and it'll help them eat lunch." Actually, it's not going to help them to eat lunch because now they're thinking about the food on their plate and they're also focusing on that television program in the background, and they have no idea what to do. Oftentimes with television, they think that maybe those people are in the room or that that situation is actually happening. Be very careful when watching documentaries, when you're listening to the news or watching the news on television. Sometimes they no longer have the ability to realize that those scary things are happening outside of their home somewhere else. They actually think that they're happening in their home or in their neighborhood, and it can be a major cause for behaviors. Pets are another thing that can be wonderful for activities. They can be great to help with depression, agitation, anxiety if somebody is sad. But at times they can also be distracting. So if you do have a pet, make sure that the pet is only with your loved one and in the room when they can be relaxed, when they can be quiet. If your pet has a lot of energy in the morning and they're barking and they're running around and they're chewing on squeaky toys, this is not the time to have them be with your loved one. Temperature is very important. Somebody might not be able to tell us if they're too hot, if they're too cold. So what you need to do is you need to watch. You need to be a detective. Are they sweating? Are they shivering? Are they rubbing their arms? Are they just sort of trying to pull their clothes off? Are they picking? Things like this can often mean they're uncomfortable. Is it too hot? Is it too cold? Always have a sweater or a sweatshirt available just in case. And the last one is lighting. Lighting can be very confusing. It can be a big barrier for communication. If you're trying to have a discussion with someone and you're sitting in a very sunny room and you're right in front of that sunny window and they're trying to look at you, they are not going to be able to see you, especially if they have other sensory impairments going on. Let's say that you're in a really dimly lit room and they're trying to have a conversation with you, but then they also can't see you because there's not enough light. So what you need to do is you need to step back, you need to look at your environment and see what possible environmental barriers are actually happening. What can you stop so that you can have better communication with your loved one?